Members of the Federal Reserve Bank in Dallas were in Las Cruces to talk about our region's economics. Mark Wynn of the Federal Reserve, in his opinion, says uncertainty can hurt the pace of recovery.
Some of the things that go on in Washington create uncertainty rather than eliminate uncertainty. It creates unnecessary uncertainty.
All the speakers who came to NMSU came to talk about economics. Economics looks at the world in a couple different ways. One is macroeconomics, and that looks at the world from the top down. And on the other hand, you have microeconomics, which looks at what happens on the ground. That's where Jerry Pacheco is working, on the ground with businesses in Santa Teresa. He's the director at the International Business Accelerator there.
First time I went to Santa Teresa, I was in college, and I took a dirt road past the airport there, and I got lost in the middle of the desert, and I ended up at a barbed wire fence, which was the border back in 1988, 1989. When I started working there professionally, we had 3 firms in the ground in Santa Teresa. And now we've got more than 50, and we're growing. So, I mean, the whole landscape is changed. If you kind of set me back there, 25 years ago or so, I wouldn't have recognized what it looks like now.
Pacheco's working to coordinate a master plan there to develop and integrate both sides of the border.
We're going to try to do a border development correctly in terms of avoiding the bad sprawl, bad zoning. We're going to put industrial where industrial needs to be, residential where residential needs to be, and we're going to incorporate things like smart water, alternative energy, cooperating together on both sides of the border to go get infrastructure.
He says including plans for people to live and not just work in the area will make it unique.
It's pretty exciting. That's not being done anywhere else on the U.S.-Mexico border, and from what we've seen, nowhere else in the world.
But work, and enough of it, is still important, according to Mark Wynn of the Federal Reserve.
I think job security. I don't think inflation has been a problem for a long time. I think we have figured out how to keep inflation in check.
Jobs which are ultimately
created by businessmen and women taking risks, feeling secure that when they take these risks, they know the rules of the game are going forward.
Sloan Patton, KRWG News.